Hi there, I wanted to share with you another tool that you might choose to use to present your project to the class. This one's called Padlet. It's very user-friendly, so I'm just going to walk you through it quickly. You'll go to Padlet.com and you'll click on Sign Up in the middle to create a free account. If you'd like to, you can click Sign Up with Google and use your STX Tigers account. That's very simple to do. Or you can use another email address and password. Okay, so I'm logged in with my Google account. You can see my little picture up here. I want to start a new one, so I'm going to click on New just to show you guys how easy this is to use. So from the beginning, you can start with a blank wall, or you can pick from their various templates if you like. I usually start from scratch, but you can always use something that exists and kind of modify it. These are just the different ways it can look on your wall as far as organizational, whether you want things to be in a brick-like layout, kind of connected with arrows, just a straight stream where you scroll one on top of the other, grids in different columns, or these little shelves where the columns are a little more structured and divided. When I first made the one that you've looked at for class, I just started with a wall and then realized it wasn't as easy or aesthetically pleasing as I wanted it to be. So I went back later and changed it to a grid. And you can have more than 3 columns. You can have lots of columns. So you can also change it like I did. I started here, and then about halfway through I decided to change it. So it's not too hard to change if you decide you want to go with something later. Let's just see what a blank wall looks like. Okay, so I'm going to select here. Okay, and every time you create a new wall, they give it a cute little title here. So you'll change that, and you'll make this fit whatever your project is. Again, you will have something better than wrongful convictions, something specific to how you've chosen to deal with the problem. You can have a subtitle here if you want to make it longer title. If you want to put your group number, group names, that's all fine. And you'll notice it changed automatically up here. Everything saves as it goes. You don't have to click on save. So that's nice. So you can scroll through here to look at the different wallpapers. And you can click on more to see lots of different backgrounds. If you want something very basic, they'll have some that are just kind of plain colors. Or you can have something a little bit busier if you like the different pictures in the background. Okay. So I've just kind of chosen a plain background there. All right. I'm going to go back. The themes you're not really allowed to get on the free plan, but you can choose from different little icons here, and that will automatically change up here in the top left corner. Okay, if you want different people to be able to access and add things to your wall, you can turn this attribution on. You can turn the comments on if you want, so that people can comment on your posts. If you want your new posts, when you start adding things on your wall, you can move them around very easily, but you can either have them choose to show up here if you want the latest things at the top, or if you have a very specific starting point and you want them to go in order with the newest things to come last, then you might want to change that default to last. You can make different tags for people to search. I did not do that on mine, but you can choose to do that. Then you just click Next. You can either make yours public or password protected. You are going to need to share this with the class via Schoology. So you can either do password protected and share the password with us, or you can just make it public. Either way. And then you can decide if the people who have access can write on your Padlet or can only read your Padlet. You can add all your contributors' names here if you'd like. Okay. And then you can get started. So, okay, I'm going to close this. You'll notice in the bottom right corner this little plus sign, and this is where you go to add anything. Okay, so if, for example, you wanted to share your business letter with us, which is not a bad idea, okay, and then maybe here you could write who you chose to write, send your letter to if you want. You could do a subtitle. You'll do this little plus sign here in the middle, but this just shows that you can add audio, video, pictures, or text. You can click the plus sign. You can also add websites very easily. So if you had a Google, if you did it on Google Drive or Google Docs and you just wanted to give a link to that, you could do that. Or you could choose a file and just drag and drop it in. Okay, and this is just opening the latest file that I had open. So I'm just going to pick anything here just so you can see what it looks like when something attaches. It'll say uploading, preparing, and then it'll say, does this look good? Is this the right file? And it's not, but I'm going to click OK anyway, just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so there's my first post. I want to add another post. Let's say I want to add a link to the Innocence Project website. It would probably be something very specific, maybe to a specific case. But again, you would just type in the URL. Okay, so you hit plus up here. I'm just going to copy in, paste in the URL, and hit this arrow. Okay, and that's the site I want, so I'm going to hit OK. Very easy to just keep adding different things. Okay, again, as many files as you want, as many websites as you want. So if your group were to create a podcast or a video or a website or anything else, you can type in that address here, a YouTube address, any of your other links, and it'll very easily just pop up right here on the screen. Okay, and then, well, mine just went away. But you can move these very easily, and you'll just notice a 1 and a 2 as I'm moving it. So that was 3. I'm going to move that over to the first spot. Because that you can add as many things as you want, and then over here your scroll bar, as it gets longer and longer, you'll just keep scrolling down. But it's a nice, easy way. And then when you're finished with it, you'll be able to share the link up here with the class on Schoology as well. Okay.